if you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday, I got there. I got there. It was sweaty, but I got there. 110.5. I needed every bit of it. Suns got to 110. So I will take it 1-0 yesterday. Vino, great to be back with you. How's everything on your end?
Yeah, that you deserve that one, Ski. I had that whole game under the total, 216.5, so it didn't get there, was my only play. Um, Probably wound up analyzing the game I didn't play a little bit better than I did the one I did play. But then again, I will say, and I did text you during the first half of that game, I just didn't expect that type of shooting 65-62 first half out of Portland Phoenix. Second half slowed down, I think, more the way we kind of thought it would play out. But man, that first half was crazy.
Yeah, when I saw when it went to halftime, I immediately went and got a couple of drinks. I'm like, I can't take this anymore. I don't know how much more I can take. I might be calling it a night. but uh, but yeah, we got there, so I'm happy. All right, we have two more games to talk about here today, and then looks like we'll have a day off tomorrow. Come back on Friday. So first one up, Magic and Sixers opened up -1 for the Sixers, 1.5 pretty much everywhere. Total open 220, and it's up as high as 224.5. For Philly, Embiid, Broom, both out. Wap, my bad. Wofford is probable. Isaac is questionable, and Howard is questionable for the Magic. I talked about this. I mean, I talked about both of these games on Where'd You Talk today, and pretty much, I mean, I forget if it was on the show yesterday or after the show, but you reminded me like what I said about Paulo and him not liking the coach. And we talked about that like weeks ago just from watching the games. And then, all this stuff coming out about pretty much Jamal Mosley's out of there. And, they're saying the star player is gonna demand a trade if he's not going. We all know who it is. The Magic have been so inconsistent for the past 10 games, maybe even a little bit more. I mean, I could only put my money on the Sixers at the house here, and matter of fact, I did. Rob, what do you think about Magic and Sixers?
It's hard for me, Ski, because as much as there might be discontent between players now, it's not just Paolo anymore. I think it's a good portion of the locker room that maybe doesn't believe in this head coach anymore. Um, but it's hard for me to believe that this group of guys will just go out there and lay down. It would seem that way, that maybe they don't care. And certainly that Sunday game against Boston was horrendous for Orlando, right? Boston doesn't play anybody whatsoever. Magic play everybody. In fact, the Magic are so confident that they just, you know, start Desmond Bain long enough to get his 82 games played and then yank him out of the game and then have to shove everybody back in the lineup in the fourth quarter because they're going to lose. Um, Playing might be a little different. I got to believe that players, regardless of coach, have a little pride here. Orlando, come out and play the game. I'm, however, not willing to take 2 points with them because if they fail, I'm going to be like, what an idiot I am. Um, that all said, I don't know how much I like the Sixers either. Laying 2 points here, they're definitely going to give me effort. That much I can count on. They haven't been great without Embiid. I kind of misread them, but they are the one part I don't misread about Philadelphia is they're a faster team without Joel Embiid by design, obviously. When you have Maxi and Edgecombe and Grimes and these guys and Kelly Oubre running up and down the floor. So I take a look at this total, which went from 220.5 all the way up to 224. And, last night I played an under. I tried to factor in maybe some intensity type defense. We didn't really see it in either game. So I don't know that I'm going to see it here. I think my best play here is going to be over 224. Looking out here at the current numbers, Ski, I see 223.5, which probably is not available to a bunch of people. So 224 in fairness, because I think Orlando can still score on Philadelphia without question. And Orlando's defense has just been lousy all year long, kind of like what we talked about with Miami yesterday. Eric Spoelstra, he can try to preach it. Spoelstra can. But when you just don't have the group that plays it, it's difficult. So for me, it's probably over 224. We'll see if Orlando and Philly get there. I could see that happening, though.
I agree with you on the total, and I'm having allergy attack or something. Man, bear with me, you guys. Yeah, I agree with you on that total though. Um, I probably would just go Philly team total over just because, like I said, I don't trust the Magic. I think that they could just give up here in this game tonight. Say, well, if this was a different channel, I'd tell you what they'd say, but I'll just say they're not gonna have nice words for that coach over there.
Yeah. I don't get invited to the X-rated show. We do a clean show here.
And on that note, Sammy, I see you in the chat. Hey, somebody Nucky was looking for you. I'm just gonna say that Nucky was looking for you. He said you ducking the smoke. So we'll see. I'll see you later, Sammy. Next game up, Rob. Warriors and Clippers did open up 3.5. Looks like 5.5 right now. Total went from 220.5. I'm sorry, total still staying at 220.5. I thought I saw it go up, but it must have come back down. Post has been rolled out. Isaiah Jackson is questionable. Veno, you remember how we talked about the Celtics to start the year, and we said, Jalen Brown says it feels like we're in a track meet or whatever he said, and I told you he's lying. They're not out there running. That's how I feel about the Clippers now. I mean, they say they want to run and play faster with Garland. Post all started bottom 10 in pace. Recently they haven't been playing with pace. Just not seeing it. They might play a little bit faster, maybe, than when they had James Harden, but it's still not fast, is what I'm trying to say. The Warriors, a team that hasn't been playing with pace either. Both of these defenses have been bad, Rob. But I don't know. I just feel like if both teams want to play slow in a elimination game, you're probably going to at least get a really good defensive effort with it. I think the under is the play in this game. How do you view it?
It's difficult for me to logically, like 1+1 = 2, think about it that way, Skee, but I can't say that I didn't have that thought, that it might just be a game that ends up in the 111, 106 area and stays under this number. Now, the Clippers, they did bring me a lot of cash tickets where overs are concerned, whether it be team total over, whether it be full game over, during this string where, Ty Lue was telling us we got Darius Garland for a reason. We're going to play faster. He didn't play in all the games, but when he did, it seemed like they were quicker. I know Kawhi might have missed one or two down the stretch. Still, you've got playoff veterans on each side that, I'll say it this way, because you said it yesterday, in the fourth quarter, if it's close, I would think that using some of the 24-second clock to get a good shot is more meaningful than what we saw last night. Like last night, we just saw guys, 24-second clock didn't mean much to anybody in those two games. Could mean something here. I do, Golden State with Steph back makes me think that they can score more, obviously. Now that he's back, I don't know that he's been back for enough games here, but it doesn't take him long to fit back into the lineup. Porzingis is back. They've got more options. They've been able to get some guys some minutes. The line went from 3.5 to 5.5. I don't know that I trust the Clippers enough to win by 6, tell you the truth. But if I was going to look at it, I think I would look at it from a Warriors team perspective. I think they can get over 107.5 against this defense. So for me, rather than trying to take points with them, I think I would just kind of lean on Golden State to get over their point total. It's funny, all the numbers are going the Clippers' way. I guess I kind of see it the way that you see it, where we haven't seen that kind of, let's just say, burst out of the Clippers. They haven't really blown me away with the way they played, even after the trade deadline. And it's been 20-something games. So I might look at it that way, Ski. Haven't played it yet, but maybe Golden State with Curry back over 107.5.
They have a question in the chat. Is Curry really on a minutes limit? I mean, you talked about him just coming back. That's something I worry about if I want to expect points in this game. You know, he's a lot of that Warriors offense. When he hasn't been on the court, hasn't been very good. So, any thoughts from you on that minutes restriction possibility?
Two things. One, always number one, it's Steve Kerr. Always number one. Number two, if that game is close in the fourth quarter, I think that minutes restriction goes out the window. To tell you the truth here, Steph isn't going to sit the bench to watch his team get eliminated. I wouldn't think. So unless he's really hurt and can't go back in, like coach, I can't get. But I would think that minutes restriction is kind of one of those. It's got the question mark next to it, Ski, depending on how the game goes. If it's close fourth quarter, I can't see Curry sitting and watching the team get eliminated.
I think I can agree with that. This is a tougher game of the two for me for sure. I don't have very much else to say on this one. A lot of differing opinions in the chat. I want to ask you one more question about the last game, Vino. Who do you think is the best player on the court in that Sixers and Magic game?
Wow. I mean, my heart, because I love him as a player, would say Tyrese Maxey, but I'm supposed to say Paolo. Paolo's the best player all around.
I don't know.
But Maxey, I think, because I like him so much, might say Maxey.
My personal preference is Maxey as well. You know, if somebody wants to argue, whatever. But I mean, Paolo's had stretches where he was not playing great, and you know, he had to be motivated by not making an All-Star team in order to step up and actually do something. Maxey, I mean, he's been performing. And B goes out. I mean, I didn't expect the Sixers to be this good. I had the Sixers win total under. That's the only one that I lost. It had a lot to do with Tyrese Maxey. I mean, he's in the top half, I think, in still, or he's in, you know, towards the top in steals and blocks as well. He plays defense as well as the offensive load. Like, I would pick Maxey. That's just what I would say. So
I think to your point, Ski, just from like between the ears, you just talked about how Paolo had to be motivated. Paolo could be a little, he could be a little mopey. I don't know what to call it. Lackadaisical. Let's use a better term. A little lackadaisical if he's not happy. I thought, and we don't want to get too deep into this subject, but I had thought that when the Jaden Ivey stuff went down, and Tyrese Maxey took a firm stance on that with Ivy, and I thought, you know what, maybe Tyrese's head isn't in basketball right now. It's in, what's going on with Jaden Ivey and the surrounding conversation. And it didn't affect Tyrese Maxey at all. Like when he hits the court, nothing affects that guy. He's the same player every single night. He's an igniter. He's a scorer. The team now looks to him as their leader. I don't even consider Joel the leader of that team anymore. It's been Tyrese for a little while now. So I could see your point there where Paolo has to have some kind of fire lit under him at the current time, where Tyrese, the fire is always lit underneath him.
I don't know. I mean, anything can happen, but will that fire be lit for a coach that you hate? My guess is no. So we're gonna wrap it up like that. Let's do some promos before we get best bets. First, we will go here. The buy 3, get 3 free comes out to 6 days for just $69. It's a way to check us out for about a week. If you'd like to do longer, we do have the all-in Ultimate All Access Pass. Comes out to under $4 per day. It's for an entire year, and you'll also receive a 25% bonus coupon. We do still have this going. The best promo ever created. Double the NBA court vision. 3 days for $59. You get both Rob Veno and myself. Good old 45 and 23 for 3 days if you would like to check us both out. And then maybe, maybe you like what you're getting there. You want to rock with us both for the playoffs. You can get us both together for just $249. And we still have, a couple months at least of basketball left. Last but not least, for the WagerTalk, we'll go with the summer deal. And like we talked about yesterday, it includes the start of college football, WNBA, tennis, UFL. Rob does. A lot of different things going on over the summer. So a lot of different ways to get involved there. And this last one is going to be a rare one. Probably won't do it every day, but I like to give people free money if they want it. So, um, Kalshi, if you can get free $10 just by trading 10. Go ahead and use code Skee if you would like to check it out and see how it is. You can put one of our best bets on there tonight. Just get a free $10. So I like to let people know when they can get something free. Vino, on that note, I'm going to pass it back to you, and I'll ask you if there's anything else you'd like to promote. And if you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you don't, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe Paolo might let 45 score on the layup tonight and not try to block it if he's so disinterested. Maybe I could get one in the net on him. Um, I'm gonna every day as we go through the playoff ski, I'm just gonna try and update a little bit because I want to try and push the 2-for-1 package, our playoff special either way, 3-day or I think going all the way through to the title is the best. But if you did jump in yesterday, I know a few of you did jump in yesterday. You probably won yesterday, even though we split, because my play was very relatively small. Skee probably had a larger stake on his side than I did. They both plays came from the same game, so you probably walked out a winner after day one. Um, these best bets are hard with two games. I mean, I only have one play. What am I supposed to do
It's
here?
all good.
Wager
I
talk.
got us covered today.
Okay.
Yeah, I got us covered today. I reserved my best bet yesterday for a $5 Tuesday.
Okay.
Today, I will give the best bet away. Before I do, I will just remind everybody that I've already put up a 5% play for this weekend. And going back to 2023, I'm now up 148 units in the playoffs. Best bet for the show for today. You know what it is if you listen. Ain't no way in hell I'm backing that Magic team who's been as inconsistent as they've been. Everybody hates the coach. They're on the road. No way. Versus Sixers, who at the house have the best player on the court and have been consistent as a home favorite. I think post All Star they are 7-1. So I like him here tonight. I think Philly gets the job done. I took him on the money line. That would be my best bet for the show. All right, Vino. Always great doing the show with you. Helps my process. I'm sure we help everybody else out as well. There will be no show tomorrow because there are no games, but Friday we will have a game, so we'll be back on here. Maybe we'll discuss a little bit of the weekend. Try to help everybody out. So until then, best of luck on all your action, and we will catch you all Friday.